Hi again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of RV Business Capital Talk, sponsored by Eric Sell. I'm Rick Kessler. With me, Sherman Goldenberg. We're from RV Business. And joining the two of us today is Heather Leach. Heather is the executive director at the Pennsylvania RV and Camping Association. And I might point out, you're going on 18 years with PRVCA, last almost 9 years as the executive director.
I know, and I can hardly believe it myself.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, one of course, one of the biggest events, if not the biggest event for Heather's association is America's largest RV show. This year, it's September 11 through 15 in Hershey, Pennsylvania at the Giant Center, which is why we all call it the Hershey Show, right? Geez, Heather, I mean, it seems to be almost on a treadmill anymore, but how's the show shaping up for this year?
I think we're going to have a really great event. Of course, we're sold out again, in both manufacturer space and booth vendor space. So that's always really great. We did manage to get a couple new manufacturers into the show this year. So Storyteller Overland is new, ATC Trailers, and we're happy to have two park model companies back. We haven't really had any since probably 2019. So we have Woodland Park and Great Outdoor Cottages. So we're excited to have them at the show this year.
Very good.
You're saying it's sold out almost like routine, but the world's not routine right now, but it's really neat that you're telling us that.
Yeah. You never know what's going to happen each year, for sure. But yeah, we're very excited that we have a sold out event again.
What does it mean, sold out in your case, in terms of square footage, et cetera?
So we're at probably over 1 million square feet. So basically every inch of space that we can sell, has been sold. So
indoor and outdoor.
Indoor and outdoor, yes.
Wow. Wow. And what's your sense? Pardon me, Rick, for being so pushy here. What's your sense, Heather, as far as the mood of the market in Pennsylvania?
It's really not bad. I've talked to, several dealers, and, they might not be setting any records, but a lot of it is, this is what they were expecting. And, so everyone seems like fairly pleased with the way it's going. Like I said, I don't think they're blowing any socks off, as far as units going out the door, but it seems fairly decent right now.
Are you in touch with the camping side? How are the campground availability in that? Is it pretty, any sites available?
Well, I think so. I feel a lot of campgrounds, I think there's availability, especially through the week. I think the weekends obviously are still very full. But I do think that that has kind of changed, like COVID, you couldn't find anything.
Right.
So I do think it's kind of normalizing a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the questions, and then back on the show here, one of the questions I wanted to ask you about was some of the seminars that you've put together for this year. One in particular, and he happens to be a friend of ours, Chris Doherty, but sounds like Chris is hooked up with Forest River, and he's going to be doing some hands-on demonstrations on a unit.
Yes. So he's doing some of our hands-on training, so industry days, Monday and Tuesday, which is the 9th and the 10th. We have a lot of technician training that day, and Chris is doing some of our hands-on training, and he's actually, we've kind of partnered with him as far as doing like our RVTI level 1 trainings and everything. So he's been very much involved in the training aspect for us for this year. Yeah. And
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. During our industry days, we will be doing the official unveiling of our new RV mobile training unit. So we purchased an RV, and Chris was actually just down at our office last week working with James, our education director, to kind of get it equipped for the different technician training stations that we're going to have inside the unit. So Monday and Tuesday, it will be there at the show, so that media and techs and dealers and manufacturers can tour it. and kind of get a sense of what we're doing. And then Wednesday through Friday, it's going to be over at the Hershey Lodge because we're having the RVWA and RVTI level 1 certification courses going on over there.
Okay.
And they'll be using that unit. They'll be the first ones to use it for their class.
Oh, terrific. Yeah, I
So,
didn't
yeah.
know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, very exciting.
And the other seminars are more consumer directed, and that's during the course of the public show?
Yes. Yeah. So during public days, I mean, we have a variety. As always, it's typically every hour. They're free with admission. This year we are having several sections throughout the week dedicated to like influencer meet and greets. That has become very popular. So we have more of that. Last year was the first year we kind of delved into that, and we have more of that set up this year. So we're excited to see how that all unfolds. So the influencers are very excited to be invited and participate. So we're excited.
That's amazing what how much a factor influencers and content creators have become, not just in the last 2-3 years, but I mean, shoot, some of them been around for 10-12 years.
Yeah, really. It's quite, it's just amazing to see how all that has changed since I've, since I started. I mean, when we started, we're like, yeah, I mean, I guess a website's a good idea, and now look where we are, Yeah.
In the big picture, what we call a Hershey show and what you call the America's largest, is that?
Yeah.
It is really has evolved into one of the most significant national scale RV trade shows. I mean, it was already, I'm stating the obvious, but again, as we move forward, it's really on the map, on the schedule, industry-wide. It's a real factor, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think it's a nice way that they can introduce some of their new product lines, kind of get feedback even from the consumers through the week, moving into open house, which is, 2 weeks later. So they can already have that feedback from some of the consumers to know if they need to make any changes or anything. So I think it's been beneficial in that way.
Heather, I got an unfair question. Okay, because I'm putting you on the spot. We show up to Hershey every year and it's like magic. There's the show. It's all good to go. And then we skip town when it's over. Peel back the curtain. What does it take to put on a show like this? What kind of staff, what kind of hours, what kind of logistics?
We obviously start planning as soon as the show's over. We start planning for the next year. But we have a really great team. A lot of our, full-time staff have been there for several years. So that really makes a big difference that we all kind of know what we're doing and what each other is doing. But we have 8 full-time staff at the office. And then, we bring in, part-time staff for our ticket sales and our operations team. So, we probably have anywhere from 40 to 50 additional staff during the show. And we start on Labor Day as far as move-in, and it takes the whole week to move all the units in. And and then it takes till Wednesday till they all get back, to where they're supposed to go after the show. Yep. So it's a process for sure.
Go ahead.
Total number of exhibitors. Do you know offhand?
I think we have it's 240 some. That might not be. I don't have the exact number. Sometimes it does. I will say sometimes it changes. It's someone's always, especially booth vendors, some of them kind of drop out, and then Daniel is very good at, we have a waiting list. So he's very, very good at filling the holes back in. So, but yeah, we're somewhere around that.
That's right. I remember last year, Jeremy Puglisi with RV Atlas was talking about getting squeezed in at the last minute, and he was really happy with his location because as people were coming back and forth from the bathroom, they couldn't help but see him.
Sometimes those bathroom locations aren't so bad.
I know, Heather, and we've talked off the record about some of the horror stories, and I won't ask you to repeat any of those on the record. but hats off to you. Kudos to you and your team for pulling
Oh,
off
thank you.
such a major event year after year after year. It's really impressive.
Well, thank you. And it's, when someone says, what do you do during the show? I'm like, I don't know. It's, it's anything from, calls that, hey, the floors in the bathroom need attendance, or, larger issues, but it's a kind of, you never know what you're coming into every day, but that's what kind of makes it fun. It's always
All right.
different.
All right, Heather, if you don't mind, I want to circle back and touch on the influencers again, only because I'm a fan of many of those influencers and content creators. Who do you have coming this year?
Well, I can give you the whole list if you want. Our marketing person had reached out to those that registered, to come to the event. So, okay, here we go. We have Cruising with the Colemans, Untethered and Fair Winds RV, Fuel Your Wonder, Grimm's Idea of Travel, Happy Travel RV, and Llama Llama Adventure, which is a fun name.
Yes.
Always Take the Detour, Hillbilly RV, Home on the Hitch, No Sticks, No Bricks, RV Your Way, Jones and To Go, Charlie Grace Adventures, Nomadic Influence, Endless RVing, Sunrise a Snapshot, and All About the Banks, RV Wagon Tales, and Those Who Glamp Together.
That's amazing.
So that's our list so far. Yeah, we were really amazed at the result and the interest in coming.
Something that's emerged over the years, clearly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So you said that they'll have a meet and greet type of a thing?
Yeah, so we have like an hour set up for each of them, and when you come, you can look at the schedule and it'll tell you what rooms and where they're located and everything. And that's everything from Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is the days that they'll be there. And then and then it'll just be a meet and greet, and all their fans and can come and say hello. And
I think my number one takeaway from this whole conversation, going back, is the fact that you've got virtually a waiting list in what so many of us refer to as a soft economy for the industry in the world. The fact is, they're lined up.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a waiting list. I get contacted by many manufacturers. So we kind of send them an application, and if space opens up, then we have all their information. But yeah, so we have a list. The same with our booth vendors. I know Daniel keeps a running list of people that are interested in. So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
And just one last thing before we go, but I assume for the general public, it'll be online ticket sales again?
Yes, so you can buy the tickets. They're already on sale at largestrvshow.com. And it looks like we're on par right now, as the same as we were last year. We just had a meeting with the ticketing company, and he said everything looks like we're on the same trajectory as what we did last year. So that's great.
Good. And the only thing we don't need now is a hurricane running up the coast or anything along those lines.
I put my order in, so we'll see what happens.
Very good.
Right. We appreciate the heck out of it, Rick. You pretty much rounded up here too.
I think so. Yeah, Heather, as always, absolutely appreciate your time. Looking forward to seeing you again in a couple of months here. Well, less than a couple of months, I guess.
I know.
Congratulations, and we'll see you soon.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. We'll see you in September.
Pleasure. Thank you.